Good morning again, guys. I just got off here a few minutes ago, but I finished getting all the tomatoes diced up that I wanted. There's a few more too. But also, while y'all was away, I also did onions. These are jalapeno and serranos. This is for the salsa. This right here is garlic. I cut up a bunch of garlic. Yes, the skin is on the garlic, some of the skin, because it doesn't matter. Because what I'm going to do, when all of this begin to cook down, it's going to go in the blender. And the blender is going to pulverize everything. So there's flavor in that husk. There's everything. Then right here, here's my plate of cilantro. The cilantro is, we know it comes from, it's a herb, and the herb is used in a lot of Spanish dishes. So therefore, and then I have all my seasoning. So what you're going to see me do, you're going to see me put the onions. I put the onions and everything on there. I'm kind of a weird person. I like to I keep my kitchen clean while my kitchen and stuff clean while I cook. Then I put the garlic on there. And then I put the cilantro in. But first of all, I'm going to start out. I'm using what you call like a Cajun seasoning salt. It's a Cajun seasoning salt. And you can also get some of the other kind of seasonings, whatever, for you, whatever benefits you and you like. I put all that on there. You don't put, my measurements is based on a batch. You can cook all this down with all the additives first. You can do that and put all the additives first. It was probably about that much in the bottle when I used it. You can put that on there. Then I got cumin. Cumin is what gives chili its flavor. If you ever smell cumin, you'll smell chili. I just put, and it's kind of pungent, so you just use it how can I say light-handed when I'm going at this pace. Ooh, but it smells so good. So I got the cumin in it. And the next thing I add to it, I add paprika. I don't buy fancy spices and all that. I just buy, what I find on the sale in the cheapest. We're canners. And I put the paprika in it. I dust that down. And paprika basically is nothing but a red bell pepper. It's a dried red pepper. And then I throw a little bit of this fajita season on it a little bit. I put a little fajita season on it. Okay. And one more thing I do that I didn't bring out, but I'll be doing that just a minute. I put a little bit of black pepper on it. Because it's already got peppers in it, so you don't want it too hot. Boy, you're going to be burning and running to the other side of the room what I'm talking about. But anyway, this right here is just a little garlic powder and onion powder that I add as a little extra to keep the flavor going. And this right here, this is that was the onion, so this is the garlic. And I just put a little extra in there. That's all you're going to do. Now you got all those things together. And guess what you do after that? I'm going to let it sit and marinate a little bit and let all the juices flow. So when I start up in the rest of this video again, then you will see that as I do this, I put it all in one big pot. And this is what I like to use to cook with. I love to cook with this. And I take this right here, and I put all of that in there. Let me do something. Oh, shoot. There we go. So I take and I scoop all this up. I'm one of these people that love my little hands, okay? And I'm one of these people also that I use, being a nurse for years, I use a little bit of bleach always in my dishwater. Because 10% bleach and 90% water is the most sterile bacteria infection antiseptic you can use. We were taught that as nurses. But like I said, I like doing this here kind of stuff. But like I told you earlier, my family comes up, my two boys come over, boy, when they leave here, they've got bags and bags and bags of stuff. And I mean, it's just tons and tons. I'd be like, are you gonna bring my jars back at least? Because believe me, the jars are not. Let's see. Sometimes I go in here and I squeeze them like this to get more in there. You mesh those around. Okay. After we get that done, we throw that in the sink. And these here are some that fell on the counter. I don't put them in there. I just put those over there. Then I'll clean this off. So I got more tomatoes. Just get in here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna let these cover up, sit and sweat. And when they sweat in the juice, one thing about this, you do not add water to it. You do not put water in it at all, because tomatoes are a juicy fruit and it has lots of water in it. So therefore, you won't need that. Now, this is where this part comes in. I'll come in and throw the cilantro on there. Now, I got some more tomatoes to go in here, but what it is, since my pan is so full, and I'm just making salsa, okay? Since my pan is so full, I'm going to... This is what I do, guys. I said it to you earlier. Outside, I have a 2-leg burner. I have a 2-leg burner, and on that 2-leg burner, it has, you know, the burners and the legs, and I have a 30-gallon propane tank. So actually, I do a lot of this stuff outside because, like I said, if you're going to get into canning, make sure if you're buying a pressure canner, make sure that you're going to check to see what kind of stove you have in your house and whether it's compatible to this. Only stoves that we really worry about a lot are the glass tops stoves, because if you don't use an induction plate with it, if it's not, when you buy one, you ask them, you go where you got your stove at, you ask them, is this stove compatible to me canning? But I don't even risk it because I got rid of my glass top stove in my house just for that. And so anyway, after we're gonna take these outside, and after I take them outside, I will cook them down. Then I'll come back in here and try to amend this video and try to have it up for you in time where you can get to all of it. But right now, I'm zooming back out again. We'll get this on the pot, the burning and the cooking. And when it get cooked down and stuff, I'll come back in here and show you how it's jarred up. Now, as far as your recipes go, your recipes are based upon you. I would suggest you go out and buy you a nice canning cookbook, a canning book. You know, we can't advertise companies on here, but there are some good ones out there. You can check around and reference the best canning, preserving cookbook cookbook that's out there. And it's purposely just for canning. It gives you times and everything. So that's why I said don't worry about knowing the time and what it is to cook, because in your book it's going to tell you that. And you can also search on the site we always search on. You can also search to look up canning recipes. Anything you want to check out canning, go to the websites and check them out. Well, okay, I'm getting off of here for right now while I got this done. But the main process now is for me, because you can do this yourself. It's the process for me is to get it cooked down. And after I get it cooked down, then I bring it back in and jar it and show you how I water bathe it and everything. Okay, have a good one. Bye-bye.